Covanta, contractor orientation.
Right. It stopped.
Tractor safety and environmental indoctrination. Covanta Energy is an internationally recognized owner and operator of waste-to-energy and power generation projects. Covanta's waste-to-energy facilities convert municipal solid waste into renewable energy for numerous communities throughout North America. Our waste-to-energy facility in Burnaby, British Columbia is owned by Metro Vancouver and processes more than 280,000 tons of municipal solid waste annually. Due to space restrictions, no on-site parking of personal vehicles is permitted unless that vehicle is used for work such as a welding truck or water washing truck. All contractors must have a current indoctrination sticker prior to commencing work. All personnel must sign in upon arrival and sign out when leaving. Sign in and out sheet is located at the third floor elevator lobby outside the control room. Upon sounding of the plant evacuation alarm, all personnel are to muster in the main plant parking lot adjacent to the administration building. The evacuation alarm is a continuous oscillating siren and is tested briefly at noon on Tuesdays. Exits are located at various locations throughout the plant. It is important to familiarize yourself with your nearest exit. Exit locations are main east stairwell, center stairwell, emergency escape hatch on the 7th floor above number 3 boiler, emergency escape stairwell on the east and west sides of the refuse bunker. You must enter the bunker area to reach these. Stairs and ladders from the APC plant, accessible from the 6th floor of the boiler house. The most direct exit from here is out from the west side by number 3 boiler and down the stairwell beside the fabric filter. Hard hats, steel-toed boots, hearing protection, long sleeves, and ANSI or CSA approved safety glasses are mandatory on the facility with exceptions of the following areas: the control room, the maintenance shop and the lunchroom area, the administration building, and the first aid room. Respiratory equipment may be required in areas where health hazards exist due to the accumulation of dust, fumes, mists, or vapors. All respirators, when not in use, must be stored in bags. Covanta is a non-smoking site. Smoking may be permitted in designated areas only. See your supervisor for details. Clean shaven policy. All contractors and employees that are required to wear either a hat, mask, or a full face respirator for their tasks must be clean shaven. Clean shaven is required to ensure a proper seal with the respirator. Tour groups, contractors, and employees that are here for work or inspection purposes and are not wearing a respirator are not required to be clean shaven. Shaving accessories such as blades and shaving cream are available on site per request. To ensure the health and safety of all contractors, tour groups, visitors, and employees, a 100% glove policy is in effect when entering the facility. Please ensure your gloves are on at all times. Ensure the correct gloves are being worn for the task you are doing. For example, welding gloves, chemical gloves, cut-resistant gloves. The 3 steps to safety. There are two different ways to remember the 3 steps to safety. The first is using the acronym ICE, ICE. I stands for identifying potential hazards associated with a task you are about to complete, as well as taking the surrounding work area into consideration. C stands for control. Control or mitigate any hazards you identify. E stands for expect the unexpected. Will you be ready to respond immediately and appropriately if something goes wrong? Safe work permit. All contractors are required to complete a safe work permit before completion. The permit is a tool for contractors to pre-plan their work, identify hazards, implement controls for the hazards, and communicate with Covanta personnel. Pre-job planning and completion of a safe work permit is completed by the contractor supervisor and reviewed by Covanta issuer. All contractor workers must sign on to the safe work permit. All work must be communicated and acknowledged by the Covanta shift supervisor. A fully stocked first aid room is located in the maintenance shop area. All Covanta personnel are trained to level 1 first aid. During maintenance and outages, a level 3 attendant is normally available. Report all injuries to your supervisor immediately. Hazards within the plant. As an operating industrial facility, there are many hazards to be aware of. These are, but are not limited to, chemicals, rotating, moving equipment, hot ash, compressed air, confined spaces, high pressure steam boilers, high voltage electrical equipment and wiring. Chemical hazards include bulk ammonia, 19% concentration, located on the east side of the facility. Bulk hydrated lime, located in the main line silo near the parking lot, as well as at each reactor line in the pollution control plant. Activated carbon, located in the carbon silo adjacent to the main line silo. Phosphoric acid, stored in the acid building in 2 large vessels adjacent to the carbon and lime silo. Boiler water treatment chemicals, located adjacent to the boiler feed pump room in bulk tote tanks. Compressed gases, for use in calibrating equipment, for use in welding and cutting operations, for use in propane operated equipment. Natural gas, yellow pipelines throughout the plant supply natural gas to the boilers for startup and shutdown. Rotating, moving equipment includes pumps, fans, compressors, conveyors. Some equipment starts automatically, so always assume it will lock out any equipment you are working on. Compressed air. High pressure airlines are present at various locations throughout the plant. Boiler ash. Upset conditions on operating units can result in smoke and dusty conditions. Ash deposits in boilers contain heavy metals, including lead, so respiratory protection is required during some activities, and proper personal hygiene practices must be followed at all times. SDS sheets are available on request for boiler ash slag deposits. High pressure boilers. Operating units are under pressure. Activity in the vicinity of equipment equipped with visible stop-start stations should be carried out with caution in order to avoid inadvertently bumping into and causing the unit trip. Such an event can cause an upset condition. A full confined space program is in effect at Covanta. Do not enter a confined space unless trained and authorized to do so. Authorization to enter a confined space is obtained by reviewing the confined space entry procedures, signing off on permits, locking out on appropriate lockout points, and finally, confirming entry to a standby person. When working on equipment or entering a confined space, personal locks must be hung in the appropriate location. A Covanta supervisor will direct you where to place your locks. At the end of your shift, you must remove your personal locks.
Operation of mobile equipment. Only trained and authorized personnel shall be allowed to operate mobile equipment such as forklifts, scissor lifts, and aerial boom lifts. Training must be conducted, observed, and documented by a qualified person. Contractors wishing to use or operate the Mantis forklift must provide a valid forklift certificate on site. All mobile equipment shall be inspected prior to use and documented daily. Seatbelt use on mobile equipment is mandatory and non-compliance could result in disciplinary action.
"100% fall protection is required anytime an employee is working from an unprotected elevation of 4 feet or more above the ground or next level. The employer must ensure that all workers are instructed in the fall protection system prior to starting work. Do not work off of a scaffold unless you understand the potential hazards associated with the type of scaffold used. Prior to using a scaffold, the user will verify the scaffold has been inspected for that day. The scaffold must have a green or yellow ready for use tag signed off by a scaffold competent person. Scaffolds and scaffold components shall not be loaded in excess of their rated capacities. Inspect all ladders to make sure that they are in safe working condition prior to each use. Damaged ladders are to be tagged "Do Not Use" and removed from service. Ladders shall be firmly secured and extend a minimum of 0.9 meter above any platform or landing. It must be set at a safe climbing angle, roughly 75 degrees, or the base out 1/4 of the height. Step ladders shall be used only on stable, level, and non-slippery surfaces unless secured to prevent accidental displacement. Always face the ladder. Keep both hands free for holding on when going up or down. Ensure 3-point contact. Use a hand line for raising or lowering tools and materials. Always move the ladder to avoid overreaching. All ladders need to be made of fiberglass only. No metal or wooden ladders allowed. Each subcontractor shall have a written WMIS program which includes an inventory list of all hazardous chemicals on the project. Safety data sheets for each hazardous chemical on site are kept on file outside the control room and are available for review. Containers of hazardous chemicals are required to be labeled, tagged, or marked as to the contents and with the appropriate hazard warning. When using electrical tools outside, bottom floors, or any other wet areas, make sure that you use ground fault circuit interrupters. GFCIs shall be tested prior to use. Cords and hoses must be kept out of walkways and off stairs and ladders. They must be placed so as not to be subject to damage from equipment or materials. Inspect tools daily to ensure that they are in proper working order. Damaged or defective tools must be removed from service immediately and tagged properly. A hot work permit is required for any temporary operation involving open flames or producing heat and/or sparks. The hot work permit must be filled out by a contractor's representative and the Covanta shift supervisor of the day. Fire extinguishers shall be readily available within 25 feet from all hot work operations. Torches and hoses shall have flashback arresters at the gauges. All sparks, hot slag, or flame from welding or cutting operations needs to be contained if it may cause a hazard. Transporting, moving, and storing compressed gas cylinders shall be done in an upright and secure manner with caps in place. Cylinders are not to be transported in the elevator along with personnel. Cylinders are to be dispatched in the elevator and then removed at the appropriate floor for use. Personnel cannot accompany the cylinders during transit in the elevator. All hot work requires both a hot work permit and a fire watch.
Lighting and barricades. Use the proper barricade and or flagging for the job. Maintaining flagging throughout the job and remove when complete. All caution and danger tape shall be tagged with a brief description of the hazard in the area, the date the tag was hung, and who to contact for more information. Red danger tape is to be used if an immediate hazard exists, such as exposed electrical components, damaged guards, or overhead work. Red danger tape may only be crossed by individuals that are working within that area. Examples of when to use yellow caution tape include slippery floors, tripping hazards, cords, hoses, or congested conditions. Yellow caution tape may be crossed by personnel once the hazard has been communicated and the proper controls are in place. Only qualified personnel shall be assigned to operate a crane, boom truck, or hoist. Inspect all rigging prior to use and remove any defective equipment. All suspended loads need to have the area below flagged with red danger tape to warn other workers of overhead hazards. Never walk under a suspended load. Eye wash stations and safety showers are located throughout the plant. Familiarize yourself with the nearest one to your work area. Safety showers on the east and west side of the plant by the ammonia storage tank and acid building are equipped with alarms when activated. Immediately report all injuries to your supervisor so that appropriate treatment can be arranged.
Bother you guys, sorry.
It is the responsibility of every employee to keep his or her work area clean and organized. Environmental. The Covanta environmental policy is posted in various locations throughout the plant. The main points of the policy are protection, compliance, conservation, qualification, and commitment. Environmental awareness and performance is the responsibility of every employee and contractor. By embracing this philosophy, we can all make a difference. ISO 14000 is based on a principle of continuous improvement, and it guides us to plan our environmental activities, do our tasks well, continue to check what we are doing, and act to correct any areas in which we find ourselves requiring improvement. All contractors should be aware of their potential environmental impacts, both negative and positive. Contractors are to work with Covanta to minimize these negative environmental impacts as much as possible. Possible environmental impacts are as follows. Negative impacts: dust, odors, noise have a negative impact on our surroundings and neighbors. Spillage from trucks, heavy equipment pollute the water and ground around the facility. The discharge of water to the sewers and swales can be an impact if water is contaminated. Oil and chemical spillage pollute the grounds and water, even minor oil spillage. Improper disposal of oil, fluorescent lamp tubes, and batteries pollute the environment. Ash spillage pollutes water and grounds. Flue gas and fugitive emissions pollute the air. The overflow of the cooling tower pollutes the ground. Consumption of water, lime, electricity lowers the natural resources. Gas is supplied in cylinders for miscellaneous plant uses. Processed chemicals including ammonia, lime, carbon, phosphoric acid, water treatment chemicals.
Sorry, guys.
Positive impacts. Recycling of ferrous and aluminum. Production of electricity helps preserving the natural resources of fuel. Minimizing waste volume landfill by processing garbage trash received. Recycling of oil, fluorescent lamp tubes, and batteries help protect the environment. Recycling of plant processed water helps reduce and eliminate discharges to the sewer. Spill kits are available around the plant to help contain any spills from entering the storm drains. Do not drain any material into the storm drains. Quiz. Please complete the following quiz. Ensure you print legibly and sign the bottom portion of the quiz. Remember to get your Covanta annual hard hat sticker. Thank you and stay safe.
This one?
I didn't hear that one.
Emergency evacuation. Didn't say, yeah?
All well educated now?
Yeah, except they missed one part.
What missed?
When they test the siren, the
What day
evacuation
would
siren.
you think that would be done?
Well, either they say Sunday at lunchtime or Tuesday at noon.
When do you think they would do that?
All right, well,
They
good.
probably wouldn't do it on a weekend when nobody's here, right?
No, so it'd be Tuesday at noon when there's more
Tuesday.
people here.
Tuesday at noon, yeah.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
I didn't hear them say that on there.
I know, some people catch it, some people don't.
Yeah, they say it real
Yeah.
quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just did, process elimination. I was like, probably wouldn't do that on a weekend.
Yeah.
I will tell you guys, the one thing I've noticed here at this plant to be careful of, I'm not from this plant. I work for Reworld, but I'm not from this plant. Watch these trucks around in traffic. These trucks,
see that.
they are, they go through here pretty quickly, and if you're not paying attention, that's the only thing I've noticed, is kind of.
Feel free to tell them, slow down.
Yeah, I've even said something to Nicole about it, is
Yeah.
just be aware of that, be really, when you guys walking through here, don't think they see you,
No.
because they don't.
Well, sometimes, especially those smaller pieces of equipment, the visibility isn't that great.
Yeah, they're in the super hurry, which that is actually one of our company's life-saving roles, mobile equipment, so that would include trucks.
Yeah.
So just make sure you guys keep a really, at this plant, really keep a good eye on those trucks.
What do you find it is, the big transfer trucks, or what ones are going so fast? Or all of them?
These trash trucks, when they come in, they come around that, over there where the curb deck is, they come around that corner kinda quick there,
Yeah.
and they don't